Cool. All right. Amen. Church, one of the ways that we are going to respond tonight is by taking communion together. We're excited about taking communion, so what we want to do is just let you know at the end of your rows right now, there are the elements to communion. So if you could go ahead and take those, it's going to help us pass those down the rows and take a piece of the bread and take the cup. We'll get to those in just a second. But communion is this. What it is Jesus is having the Lord's Supper right there on the night that he is arrested. He's with his disciples in the upper room. And they're sitting around the table, and these disciples are very familiar with this Passover meal. They know what it means to take the bread. They know what it means to take the cup because they've celebrated it for centuries. And now they're coming to a place where Jesus is like, I'm going to give you this new covenant. So he stands and he takes this bread and he said, this now is my body, which is broken for you. And they took it and they ate it. And then he takes the cup and he says, this is my blood, which is shed for you. And they took it and they ate it. See, back in Exodus, what happened is the Passover meal was one that was going to be celebrated and eaten on the night that the Passover angel came and delivered, before Israel was delivered out of Egypt. And it was an awesome time because they slaughtered this lamb and they took the blood of that lamb and shed the blood over the doorposts of the household. And whenever the angel came by, and when they saw the blood that was applied to the house, the death angel would pass over. And they were eating the lamb, they were eating the meal with their sandals on, with their staffs in their hand, as if they were ready to go. And now, church, the way that we are responding to Jesus is we are taking and remembering his broken body. Jesus is telling his disciples, this is that lamb that you have celebrated all these years from deliverance from slavery in Egypt. That is now me, which is being broken for you. Take and eat of that. And the blood that was applied to the doorposts of the lamb all of those years ago, this is my blood, which is shed for you. And because of that, you will be delivered. So take and drink of the cup. And this is the way that we're going to respond. So there's two responses that I want to be able to challenge you in, church. One is remember Jesus. Remember what he has done for you. Remember what he has done for us. He is the reason that we are here right now. So we do this in remembrance of him. But like Paul also told the Corinthians, as you take this, church, it's a time to look inward. And if there's sin in your life, if there's stuff that you just need to confess, if there's a discussion that you need to have with your spouse or with your kids in confession, man, do that. Do that when you take of this. Here at the Church of 1122, I want to invite you, if you have surrendered your life to the Lordship of Christ, this is your invitation to take of this meal. So right now, would you just take that piece of bread and let's eat it together. And now would you just take the cup and let's drink it together. So now, man, we're going to continue to respond because he is worthy of our response. We're going to sing, and I invite you to do that. We're going to pray. We're going to continue in our time of worship. We also give during this time. There's giving boxes set up around this worship center. So let's continue to respond in worship.